when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, or no, I don't even know what I'm saying right now. My brain is just everywhere. Things I thought I once wanted, or my expectation of how I wanted them to come, wasn't true. Even when I'm reading tarot, I'm like, oh, this is what it means. And the truth is, as I'm reading tarot, I'm realizing, like, oh, no, it's not anything you think other than the feeling of what you think that thing brings. It's not who, where, what, when, how the thing is being brought to you. It's the feeling, and I get that. And I'm kind of just bored of YouTube right now, in a beautiful sense, because it's my turn to create some stuff and stop consuming. Even right now, as I'm talking, like, meh. This freaking guy. Hello. As I'm recording this, I'm realizing that to have an extraordinary life requires for me, that's the thing, like, it could be different requirements for different people, but for myself, what is required for an extravagant, an amazing, outstanding, magical life would be energy in sustaining, in attracting, in protecting health, wealth, my body, like, to be available and to be a conduit in this world, that in every moment I'm able to create something or see something, or just to enjoy the present moment. I'm tired of trying to get somewhere. I'm so tired of trying to get somewhere. I want right here, right now, to be the thing. And also not to define what energy is good and what energy isn't. So, like, right now, I feel, well, there was like a lot of arguing this morning, and just like the way people, I'm observing right now, the way that people go about handling business. I mean, like, I'm completely floored at the mental state and the blaming, when it's all on you. You get to pick. Hello. Ugh, just like rambled for 6 minutes to like get a clear thought, kind of like monkey brain before I just go. Yes, it's me in the sweater still, 6 years later. Wow. Let's get it, let's go, let's get into it. The thoughts inside the mind. Regulating my nervous system. I don't even want to like label it that, but I can feel where I have thrown myself off kilter, where I've thrown myself into friction and daily doses of coffee or drama in my head, or just like letting other people get my goat, and I just like, can I just keep my own damn goat? Just leave me alone. But that's not the point. The point is, like, no matter what and where and who and why and when and what planet you're on, the ultimate ultimate joy is in oneself. And I've noticed I'm doing a fantastic job. Like, give yourself a pat on the back. You're doing a freaking fantastic job. You really are. The fact that this video is being seen by anyone crossing paths into this video, like, you're doing great. You're doing great. So much fuzz here. I have a scrunchie that is like full of fuzz. Where am I going? What am I doing? That was like my first video I ever recorded. Those were like my questions, and it's so funny because they're like the same questions, but they are like pointed in a different direction. I have a couple things that I'm juggling right now because I want to hone my focus, my clear focus. And I might be asking myself prematurely to have a clear vision when it's like maybe I need a little bit more time. But during that time, the focus is in observing, being gentle, staying calm. I mean, that's going to be like the overall theme forever in this journey. But I have been able to tap into my nervous system and see how I speak to myself. That was like what all last year was about, was just giving myself the freedom to speak and allowing myself to just be whoever I was in that season. A lot of the times why I keep quiet or I bottle up or I keep to myself, because I don't, well, I'm not very good at validating. Well, that's not true either, because I'm doing an amazing job. But the reason why I started vlogging was, one, because I could hear myself and I had something to look forward to and someone to talk to. And I know that sounds really silly, like talking to a camera is not another human, but I'm in this self-awareness area where I could see myself reflected back, so I could hear myself as though I was speaking to another person. And I noticed that, like, in my speaking and in my talks with myself, I saw where I started to censor. I started to hear other thoughts. I'm like, wow, there's just so much that goes on in a conversation, even with yourself. And I can say, like, doing these videos has been so therapeutic. I'm just gonna keep saying that over and over again. My first video that I dropped was betting on yourself, and I was like, bet. And I was hyped that day. And then the next day, I like crashed. I'm like, what? I was so happy. It's like when you go to the gym, you're hyped, you give it your all, you pump, and then you feel those next few days where you're just like sore. That's how I felt in my practice. I felt pumped, I felt ready, and then like the dip comes and it's like, that's practice too. Like when you're down in it, that is practice too. The journey isn't just about being happy and high all the time. It's about those moments too, and what you say to yourself. Like, there's the truest truth as much as the highest height is the truth as well. But like, and now I'm like in this new stage and I'm starting to like question myself, because last year was like up, down, up, down, up, down. And I've come to this place this winter where I'm just finding home base. And I'm kind of questioning myself, like, did I lose momentum? Substances that once I've found enjoyable now give me anxiety, or they like backfired on me. They don't want me to consume them anymore, my tricks and my treats. It's like the universe wants me to stop consuming and start creating. And I get that, and I used to think that meant like create videos or art, and now I'm starting to understand, like, create your own reality with your words, with your mind, with your body, with your energy. And then I realized, I'm like, shit, I don't feel like I have any energy. I feel like I'm using all my energy to create a world out there so that I can live in it. And the truth is to create the world in here so I can live out there. And that's beautiful. And I love that. It just popped up in my mind. Just got a message from my mama. Yeah. So it's quite interesting to be in this observing. I don't really feel like I have much to talk about because I just feel like I'm observing the same old regurgitated shit. Good and bad. Good and bad. But like, I don't feel like I have anything new to say. And it's crazy to think I ever did. But there, okay, this is fun. I can't really create anything new to say until I create like a new routine within myself. Today I'm going back to the gym. I got kicked out of the gym for like 2 weeks. Not by the gym, but my body required rest. And just when I thought, I was like, yes, a week of rest for the lunar cycle. I always do a lunar cycle week of rest. And then I got like some under the weather stuff. And thank goodness it did not last long. And I thought I did amazing because when I'm sick, I can really like nosedive into dark places. And I just like don't have the energy or the mental capacity that I want to give to that space right now. And I've started to notice that a lot of things. Okay, this is also like maybe another video, maybe another clip. So I just realized like none of this is my business. None of this is my business. Like, I know this sounds so freaking crazy. And like, it sounds like it might be really extreme, but I don't mean it in that sense. I mean energetically. Even being a mom, it ain't my business. I am here to keep my children safe, to guide them, and to be healing and gentle and loving hands and loving body and loving mouth and loving mind and just a space. I'm not the authority over them. I am not their master. They do not have to please me or, you know, yes ma'am, yes sir. Like, in the extreme. That just ain't my business. That's not my business. That's not... I cannot control what's in another person's heart. I can influence and I can be of an energetic presence, but ultimately it's up to the people. It's up to what they want to be. So I have this person in my life that I see so much. I mean, like, I have handfuls of these people that I see so much potential in them. And I know that this is also the potential with that which I see in myself. Did he bring us in the work day? Ooh. There's a cop over here. He's always over here. He pulled me over once. He's sexy. Sometimes I think I should just speed again. I think he's married. Anywho. That was a wild story, let me tell you. Wow. Still like getting over this. I can only be of a spectrum of color to other people. So like, for example, the sun rises and sets every day. How people choose to experience that is on them. It's personal. I can say all day, look, the sun's beautiful, but I cannot make someone or have their will been to mine for them to feel this feeling, if they are not open to receive or to feel the vibe or to hear my words, and again, oh yeah, I was talking about the people I see potential with. There's a handful of people in my life I see so much greatness and potential. If only they understood and could see that for themselves, and even if they can't see it for themselves, see it as something that is worth having an experience with, a rendezvous with your potential. And then I kind of just, I poured, okay, so for these few people, I poured my life, my giving energy, thinking that if I just gave them enough attention, if I just gave whatever, and I lost myself. And I'm at this place right now where I'm just observing, and I'm regaining my own energy back to myself, and I feel very alone, even in the presence of these. And what places where I used to feel like I was of worth and I could give them words of affirmation, and just like anytime that arises and I go to speak, and it's like deaf ears, man. But that's not, I used to think like, oh, they're just stupid or, you know, whatever, a judgment call, or I must be mean if I used to really be upset. This is cool, I'll finish that thought later, but this leads me to my next thought. I noticed something that it really pains me to see people fall behind and miss things that are so obvious. Emotional intelligence, basic human everyday functioning intelligence, book smart, street smart, just what is so obvious to me. I would say something, other people would be like, I don't see it, I don't get it, and I'm over here going, oh my gosh, you need to be educated on this, like you need to see this. And I realized that was rooted within a place inside of me where I felt bad. I mean, I felt guilty. I felt so guilty for being aware, and for being smart, and for being creative, and for being whatever part I'm supposed to play. Life is so easy. I'm lucky. And I'm just like, it's obvious. You don't do that, go this way. Whatever your path is, it's different for every person. But just like, my life isn't easier, and I'm not lucky. I'm just using what I see as just obvious. I can play this game. And there's other games I can't play. And I love and depend and appreciate every other person that shares their gifts with me and their insights so I can learn. But I have this willingness. What makes the difference is the willingness, the discipline, the motivation, and the consistency that you can dedicate to yourself. That is what makes the difference. I mean, like, it's so plain and so simple, yet none of us, and I'm using that lightly, that it is not used as often as even I could use it, let alone what I see the potential in other people. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, you understand, it's very simple steps. It's very simple. But no, some people just rather point the finger. They did it. Then they don't see the part that they play. Even down to my daughter, who is 7. Just being mean to her brother. And then she lashes out at him. Well, he said that. Like, you don't see the part you play? honey, she started this out and I watched every single second of this. I mean, it's insanity. I mean, like, it's creative, but just like a low vibration of creation. Like, there's other things there's other levels, but I get it. But for a very long time, it was hard for me to see myself so simply. And there's going to be more levels of this. I talked about this with letting things go and then realizing there's more layers. And that, like, this evolution, self-discovery, there is no end to this. It is a constant recreation and newness, but not new. It's so cool. It's such a gas. I like this. I'm happy I got my energy to this point, because this morning I was just like, meh. I mean, there was just chaos, and I'm observing. I'm just like, stay here, stay focused. And I'm like, wait, what is my focus? And then I just have to turn on the camera and ramble a little bit, and then we're here. Because I'm going to be doing what I'm doing anyways today. Why not do it from a place of, like, excitement and joy and curiosity? And I'm still not perfect at this. I still give so much of myself, and then I feel bad that I'm not giving of myself. It's obvious. It's just something that takes consistency and discipline and practice and gentleness and love and just learning how to stay focused on course. I would like to say I'm perfect at it, but I'm not, because if I was perfect at it, I'd find another layer where I'm not perfect, and then we'd be here. Because who I am today, this girl was not here. These disciplines, these gifts, these whatever, was not available in application because I didn't practice. I can't believe I practiced this vlogging thing for an entire year. I mean, I can feel the practiced part of me. I can feel the fine-tunement of expressing myself more freely and openly. And I can still, like, hear things in my head that's like the perfectionist that pops up. But that's always going to be there. It's just going to take new form. But the voices and the inspiration, regardless if there's negative talk or not, it's like it doesn't get to you as much. And it's more of like exciting, be like, I just had that thought. Where is that rooted? What do you want to show me there? It becomes more of an adventure than whatever, however you want to look at it, a lesser vibe, whatever you want to name it. But there are a few things that I like to keep in the realm of focus every day, which would be observe, sleep, hydrate, eat good foods, self-care, shower, get out in nature. I have to sunbathe or go for a walk. It's very helpful. I realize when I'm inside a building for too long, I'm like, oh, that's just not for me. And some days all I want to do is be inside a building. I just honor whatever it is. Some days I need to kick it and go to the gym and edit my videos and go like faster paced or do some cooking. And then other days I just need to take naps, meditate, lay on the couch, watch a movie, get inspired. It's all the same. And I think just learning how to communicate with yourself and learning what you need. Now, going back to why I started this video. I felt the meh, and I was like, I gotta turn on the camera. And because I have a limited amount of time today, and I haven't really had much time to myself alone for a hot minute. I've enjoyed being around other people. I love it, but I also love my time alone. Today, I get maybe 2 hours, 3 hours to myself. And in those 3 hours, I have to decide how I want to spend my day. And I already decided today that I'm going to go to the gym. So that requires, for me, I want to pump up my energy. I want to get into my own bubble. I don't want to think about things outside there. I want to find my own flow. I'm a dancer, so I love to get into my own vibe and pretend like no one's watching, even though everyone freaking stares. It's because I'm beautiful. No, we all are. In our own way. Or I'm just weird and they stare, whatever. I like to believe I'm beautiful. Oh, I love your smell. You smell so good. I spilled coffee on her this morning, and you kind of smell a little bit like coffee. You smell like a Starbucks pooch. She's turning 2. Yes, you are. You're turning 2 this year. And like next month is your birthday and my birthday. I don't really have like a message, or I just kind of have like some rambles I wanted to get through. Like, and this video is more like an example of going energy shifting. That's what I wanted to say. And I've talked about it before, but I think I can like, you can clearly see, and I'm just at this point where it's been like a year of me vlogging, so it's like I can express myself a little bit, or I just went worse, or I'm just rambling more. I don't really know. But this video is just an example of an energy shift. I was like, meh, and I was like, nope, you gotta figure out what your thing is. And I already had a cup of coffee and that wasn't doing it. And then I was like, oh, I want like a bagel, but if I eat a bagel, I'm gonna feel and I'm gonna want to watch TV. And I already made a decision today that I wanted to go to the gym. That's just it. Go to the gym and maybe do laundry. That's all I want to focus on today. And then if I'm lucky, which I am, I'm gonna go on Pinterest. I want to find a new recipe. I want to find a new recipe to cook. Something I've never made before. That came to me last night. I was like, I want to make something I've never made before. Yeah. So that's the video. Have a good day. We love you. Keep shining.